Flower is the reproductive unit of angiosperms. Okay, their function is to perform reproduction. And sunflower. And the examples of cymos are jasmine and cotton. The discussion about flowers is majorly done in the family of angiosperms. As angiosperms are the only flowering plant group, we discuss about flowers in angiosperms. Coming to angiosperms, in angiosperms, flower is the reproductive unit. Flower is the reproductive unit of angiosperms. Okay, their function is to perform reproduction. Coming to the typical parts of a flower, let us see what all parts do a flower have. There is a swollen end of the stalk, which is known as thalamus or receptacle. Here you can see the swollen end. This swollen end of stalk or pedicel is called as thalamus or receptacle. The stalk-like structure, this which connects the flower with the plant, is known as pedicel or the stalk. Next, coming to the other parts, we have calyx, corolla, Androecium and Gynoecium. So calyx is nothing but our sepals, corolla is the petal, and Androecium are the stamen, the male reproductive organs, and the Gynoecium is the female reproductive parts, which are also known as carpels. Coming to their function, the function of sepals is for the protection. This is the function. The function of sepals is the protection. The function of corolla is for the attraction. Androecium is our male reproductive organ, and Gynoecium is the female reproductive organ. So here, this green color leaf-like structure at the below part of flower we see are called as sepals. These are for the protection. The colorful parts above are the petals. So their function is the attraction. Sorry. Then we have our stamen. Then the carpel. The stamen part is the Androecium male reproductive parts, and the pistil or carpel are the Gynoecium, the female reproductive parts. Next, in these parts, see we have the calyx, that is sepals, corolla, petals, Androecium and Gynoecium. Here, calyx and corolla, they are the accessory organs. Accessory organs of the flower. Coming to Androecium and Gynoecium, both of them are the reproductive organs of the flower. Reproductive organs of the flower. In some flowers, we can see that both these calyx and corolla are not distinct. That is, they are combined. Such parts are called as perianth. That is, in some flowers, petals and sepals are not distinct. Okay. Both are combined. No separate sepals and petals are seen. Both of them are combined. Such part is known as perianth. Such part is known as perianth. Example of flowers with perianth is our lily. See, you can see in this flower that the petal above is in continuation with the sepal below. So, the petal and sepal are not distinct. So, what is this called? This is called the perianth. So, we have seen the accessory organs, reproductive organs and their functions in a flower. We also discussed about the perianth. Let us see how are these flowers classified based on these parts. Based on the sex. First, let us see that based on sex of flower, we have a bisexual flower. Okay, we have a bisexual flower and a unisexual flower. What do you mean by a bisexual flower and a unisexual flower? When a flower have both gynoecium and androecium, that flower is known as a bisexual flower. Like you can see in this picture that there are parts of gynoecium and parts of androecium. These are the male parts and these are our female parts. Like both male and female parts are in the same flower, such flower is called as our bisexual flower. Under unisexual flower, the flower has only stamens or carpels. You can see here that here it's only the female flower, we have only the carpel part and no androecium is seen. And we have a male flower where only male parts are seen, that stamens are seen but no carpel is here. So when the flower have both male and female parts, it's bisexual. When it has only one sex organ, it's called a unisexual flower. Next, let us see the classification based on the symmetry. Okay, based on symmetry. First, this classification is based on symmetry of the flower. The first one is our actinomorphic. Actinomorphic, which is our radial symmetry. In actinomorphic flower, the flower can be divided into two halves, divided into two equal halves in any radial plane. So from through any plane that's passing through the center, we can divide the flower into two equal parts. You can see in this picture, from any radial plane, the flower can be divided into two equal parts. Such symmetry is known as the radial symmetry. Example of radial symmetry are mustard, datura, and chili. Actinomorphic symmetry is the radial symmetry where the flower can be divided into two equal halves through the radial plane. The examples are mustard, datura, and chili. Okay, we have completed with our actinomorphic. After this, let us go to the zygomorphic symmetry. Zygomorphic symmetry is also called as bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. Zygomorphic symmetry is also called bilateral. In this, the flower can be divided into two equal halves only in one vertical plane. That is only through a single plane, only through one single plane, the flower can be divided into two equal halves. Here we have multiple planes through which we can divide it into equal halves, but here it's only a single plane. Such symmetry is known as zygomorphic symmetry. Example of zygomorphic symmetry are P, B, Gulmohar, and Kishia. These are the examples of zygomorphic symmetry. At last, we have our asymmetric symmetry. Asymmetric is nothing but the irregular form. Here, the flower cannot be divided into equal halves. So, example of such symmetry is Kanna. Kanna is the example of asymmetric flowers. We have, based on symmetry, we have three types of flowers. That is the actinomorphic, which is nothing but the radial symmetry flowers, and then we have the zygomorphic symmetry. Zygomorphic flowers, and then we have asymmetrical flowers. The example of actinomorphic are mustard, datura, and chili. The example of zygomorphic flowers are P, B, cassia, and gulmohar. Example of asymmetrical flowers are Kana.
In crowded classes, students keep writing notes, while doubts stay uncleared. Hours of self-study, yet biology still feels confusing. Because sometimes you don't need more lectures, you need personal guidance. At Crack Mentors, students get live, personalized online one-on-one biology classes with dedicated faculty support, personal doubt solving, and focused improvement strategy.